Creating a dream crib for my little. Ben had always taken his role as an ABDL daddy seriously, embodying the balance of discipline and nurturing care that Henry craved. Their unique bond was built on trust, with Henry finding comfort in the structure Ben provided. One sunny afternoon, Ben decided it was time to introduce a new routine that would reinforce his role while also allowing Henry to explore his playful side. As they settled into their cozy living room, Ben pulled out a brightly colored diaper bag filled with surprises, a mischievous glint in his eyes. "Are you ready for a little adventure today, Henry?" he asked, his voice firm yet warm. Henry's eyes sparkled with excitement. He loved when Ben took charge, guiding him through moments that blended care and fun. "Yes, Daddy," he replied, feeling a flutter of anticipation in his stomach. Ben smiled, knowing that this day would be special. He had planned an afternoon full of activities that would reinforce their dynamic while also allowing Henry to embrace his playful spirit. After a quick change and a reassuring hug, they were ready to embark on their adventure together. "Let's start with a game," Ben said, leading Henry to the playmat. "But remember, there are rules to follow." Henry nodded eagerly, ready to immerse himself in the world that Ben had crafted for him, a world where he felt safe, cherished, and completely free to be himself. As they began their game, laughter filled the room, and the bond between them deepened with each passing moment. As they settled onto the playmat, Ben pulled out an assortment of colorful toys. There were plush animals, stacking blocks, and even a few art supplies that Henry could use. He knew that engaging Henry's creativity would be a great way to enhance their afternoon together. "Let's start with some building," Ben suggested, grabbing the wooden blocks. "But remember, we want to build something special. What do you have in mind?" Henry's eyes lit up with ideas. "How about a castle, Daddy? A big one with towers and a drawbridge." Ben nodded, impressed with Henry's imagination. "A castle it is. Now, let's see how tall we can make it. But first," he added with a playful sternness, "you need to follow my instructions. No knocking it down until it's finished." Henry giggled, his eyes twinkling with mischief. "Okay, I promise." As they began stacking the blocks, Ben guided Henry with gentle reminders about balance and structure. Henry was focused, his little fingers carefully placing each block one on top of the other. With each successful layer, he felt a growing sense of accomplishment. "Look at that! We're almost there," Ben encouraged, his tone filled with pride. "Just a few more blocks and we'll have the tallest castle in the kingdom." With a final block placed, they stepped back to admire their creation. It stood proudly, a colorful structure that reflected both their efforts. "It's perfect!" Henry exclaimed, bouncing on his heels. "Now, what's a castle without a little adventure?" Ben asked, leaning down conspiratorially. "How about we create some stories about the brave knights that live there?" Henry's imagination took flight as he conjured up tales of valiant knights defending their kingdom from dragons and rescuing princesses. Ben listened intently, occasionally adding his own twists to the story, making it a collaborative adventure that drew them even closer. Suddenly, Henry's stomach rumbled, breaking the spell of their storytelling. Ben chuckled softly. "Sounds like someone is hungry. How about we take a break and have a snack?" "Yay! Snack time!" Henry cheered, his excitement bubbling over. Ben led Henry to the kitchen, where he had prepared a delightful spread of finger foods, sandwiches cut into fun shapes, fruit skewers, and colorful juice boxes. They sat at the table, the atmosphere filled with laughter and playful banter. As they munched on their snacks, Ben noticed how happy and relaxed Henry seemed. He loved these moments, where they could escape into their world, where age and responsibilities faded away, leaving only joy and connection. "After we eat, how about we read a story?" Ben suggested, knowing that Henry loved storytime just as much as building castles. "Yes, please. I want to hear the one about the magical forest." Henry replied, his eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "Then that's what we'll do," Ben said, smiling. "But first, let's finish our snacks and then it's back to our adventure." The day was unfolding beautifully, and Ben felt grateful for the bond they shared, knowing that each moment they spent together was a treasure. After their enjoyable snack time, the sun began to set, casting a warm glow throughout the room. Henry felt a sense of contentment as he played with his toys, but soon he realized that it was time to start the bedtime routine. Ben had always turned this into a gentle ritual, filled with care and affection. "All right, buddy," Ben said, glancing at the clock. "It's almost bedtime. Let's start getting ready for a cozy night." Henry nodded, his energy starting to wane as he followed Ben to the bathroom for a quick wash-up. As they washed their hands, Ben noticed Henry fidgeting slightly. His daddy instincts kicked in, and he could tell something was amiss. "Everything okay, Henry?" Ben asked gently. Henry's cheeks flushed a little. I think I need a change," he admitted, looking down at his feet. Ben's expression softened. "That's perfectly all right, sweetheart. Let's take care of that right now." He guided Henry to the changing area, where soft blankets and colorful diapers awaited. As Ben laid Henry down, he spoke in a calming tone. "You've had a big day today, haven't you? Building castles and telling stories. It's no wonder you're feeling a bit messy now." Henry giggled, feeling a mix of embarrassment and comfort. He loved how Ben always made him feel safe, no matter the situation. With practiced care, Ben changed Henry, gently cleaning him up and slipping on a fresh diaper. "There we go, all clean and ready for bed," he said, fastening the fresh diaper snugly. "How does that feel?" "Much better, Daddy," Henry replied, relief washing over him. Once Henry was all set, Ben helped him into a soft, cozy pajama set covered in stars. "You look like a little star ready for a night of dreaming," Ben said with a smile. "Can we read a story now?" Henry asked, his eyes lighting up again. "Absolutely," Ben replied, leading him to the living room where they had a cozy spot set up with pillows and blankets. He grabbed the book about the magical forest that Henry had mentioned earlier and settled beside him. As he began to read, the rhythmic sound of Ben's voice, combined with the soothing atmosphere, made Henry feel drowsy. The enchanting story of fairies and talking animals wrapped around him like a soft blanket, and before long, he found himself snuggling closer to Ben. When Ben finished the story, he closed the book and looked down at Henry, who was now almost asleep. "It's time to turn off the lights, little one," he whispered, reaching to dim the room. With the gentle glow of a nightlight filling the space, Ben tucked Henry in, ensuring he was warm and snug. "Good night, my sweet boy," he murmured, placing a soft kiss on Henry's forehead. "Good night, Daddy," Henry whispered back, his eyelids heavy. As Ben quietly left the room, he knew that these bedtime routines were more than just a way to end the day, they were a foundation of their relationship, filled with love, trust, and understanding. Outside the door, he listened for a moment, smiling as he heard Henry's soft breathing, knowing he had created a safe haven for him to dream and explore in his imagination. The next morning, as sunlight streamed through the curtains, Ben woke up with a smile, his mind still buzzing from the previous day's adventures. He had been thinking a lot about how to enhance Henry's experience and comfort during their time together. An idea had taken root in his mind, a big, cozy adult crib that would not only provide a sense of safety but also elevate their ABDL dynamic to a new level. After preparing breakfast and ensuring Henry was content, Ben decided it was time to share his thoughts. They sat across from each other at the table, the delicious smell of pancakes filling the air. "Henry," Ben began, his tone light yet intentional. "I had an idea that I think you might really like." Henry looked up, curiosity sparkling in his eyes. "What is it, Daddy?" Ben paused for a moment, gauging Henry's reaction. "What if we got an adult crib for you? A special place just for you to sleep and play in. It would be cozy, and you could really make it your own." Henry's eyes widened, a mix of excitement and surprise flooding his face. "A crib? Like a big one?" "Yes," Ben replied, leaning in closer. "Imagine it, soft bedding, a mobile with stars, and lots of space for your favorite toys. It could be your little haven." Henry's heart raced at the thought. He loved the idea of having a space that was just for him, one that felt safe and inviting. "That sounds amazing, Daddy. I'd love it." Ben grinned, feeling a rush of joy at Henry's enthusiasm. "I thought you might. We can pick out the colors and decorations together. It'll be our project." Henry jumped in his seat, his excitement palpable. "Can we make it blue? Like the sky? And maybe add some clouds?" "Of course. We can make it whatever you want," Ben assured him, his heart swelling with affection. "I want it to be a place where you feel completely at ease, where you can let your imagination run wild." As they finished breakfast, the conversation flowed effortlessly, with Henry sharing ideas for how he wanted his new space to look. Ben listened intently, soaking up every detail, already picturing how they would transform the room into a cozy, whimsical retreat. After breakfast, Ben suggested they spend the day exploring different furniture options online. Together, they navigated through websites, looking at various styles and designs. Henry's eyes lit up as he pointed out features he liked: soft colors, playful themes, and even a few adorable accessories. As the day went on, they made a list of everything Henry wanted for his new crib, from bedding to decorations. Ben marveled at how excited Henry was, his little face beaming with joy. This wasn't just about a new piece of furniture, it was about creating a nurturing environment where Henry could fully embrace his ABDL side. Later that evening, as they settled down for their bedtime routine, Ben reflected on how much this new addition would mean for both of them. It was a testament to their bond and the trust they had built over time. "Henry?" Ben asked as he tucked him in. "Are you excited for your new crib?" "Yes, Daddy. I can't wait," Henry replied enthusiastically, snuggling deeper into his blankets. "Me too, sweetheart." "It's going to be wonderful," Ben said, kissing Henry goodnight. As he turned off the light and stepped out of the room, he felt a sense of fulfillment knowing that he was creating a space where Henry could thrive in their special world together.